Yes. Welcome to another episode of HiPolska. Now, we've been talking to a lot of people working in companies, but what about the large and ever-growing number of incredibly talented freelancers, foreign freelancers working in Poland? Well, luckily we have Anastasiia Bondarenko to tell us all about it. Pow! Anastasiia, welcome to the studio. I'm particularly delighted to have you here because you're my friend.
Oh, thank you for having me, Betty.
Maybe you didn't realise.
No, I love you too, Betty.
Are we recording? We are recording, apparently. Now, Anastasiia, you're currently freelancing for lots of different companies, and you're kind of like a marketing, definitely a marketing specialist from my point of view. What bit of marketing do you most enjoy doing?
Well, my favorite part is strategy. Like, I'm specializing on creating strategies for companies so they can grow. But right now I really love actually just exploring as well. So as initially my main part was the paid traffic, right now I'm exploring more on SEO part. So that's exciting for me, but yeah.
All right, well, we're going to go into that in more detail, but we need to go to our lightning fast round, followed by some personal stories. So tell us, you're originally from Ukraine?
Yes.
Which bit of Ukraine? It's a large country.
Yeah, but as everyone knows, probably only Kiev, so I'm happy about that. I'm from Kiev, the only city people know. Yeah, so I'm originally from Kiev. I traveled a bit, so I've been studying in the UK. Yeah, in Brighton.
In St Andrews.
In St Andrews, yes.
Which is obviously where Prince William stayed. I don't know if there's a coincidence here or not.
I followed him.
Was he there?
1 year? No, like I was studying, I think, 2 years after they got engaged, or
you missed
1
your
year.
prince.
Yeah, I missed him. Yeah, I don't want to.
Well, let's not even go there. Okay,
yeah.
So UK and then...
There were a lot of different other princes. Yeah. So yeah, it was a great experience, and as I was studying international business, a huge part of it is marketing actually as well, which I think one of the I wouldn't say like problems, but misunderstandings by a lot of people, like particularly businessmen, that like marketing and business, it's very similar thing. It's pretty much the same. Like if you know marketing, like the business side, it's very likely that you will nail it.
Yeah, although everyone, like process-orientated operations, people will say, well, without the right accountancy.
Well, I'm a process-oriented person, so yeah.
So let's, people are going to be interested in the fact you're Ukrainian. By the way, doesn't Anastasiia speak awesome English? Well, I'm going to have to be careful how many compliments I give you, but you do speak great English. Can you kind of describe your experience as a Ukrainian person in Poland and how you found it, the bureaucracy of getting here? It's a big question, obviously. Has it been a positive story? Well,
like the bureaucracy is a very frustrating topic for me, to be honest. It's quite, well, difficult, but I guess it's in all of the countries. So when it comes to the point that like to stay, all of these, you know, like the residency permits and stuff, like it's quite hard. Just recently, like I got like just collecting documents for a new card, and that was pain in my ass a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it's better than being at home, so I'm not complaining here.
Have you ever thought about staying in any other European country? Why Poland?
Poland, I mean, I like this country. Like, they're nice people. I mean, it's European country, but still like I think like Ukrainians and Polish people, they're very similar, like culturally, a lot of, I mean, I think even like historically and like folklore and like all of this stuff, like a lot of things we share, and I think we understand each other much better than, let's say, we understand French people, or like, you know, like they would understand probably English people better. But well, maybe not. But still, I mean, those countries that are closer to each other, they would understand each other much better. So yeah, I like it here. I mean, I heard stories that Polish people are very negative against Ukrainians and things like that. Actually, I heard that when I went back home, that like, oh my God, how you live there, like Polish people, they're like almost killing Ukrainians there, I never had any situations where I felt uncomfortable or unwelcome, so I don't know where those tourists are coming from.
Well, I would say, therefore, welcome to our country, but I'm an immigrant as well, so that doesn't make any sense.
No, but I do feel welcome, to be honest. I have some Polish friends. I have wonderful family who helped me like in the very beginning when I just moved here. I lived with them. They just helped me on like every step of my journey in Warsaw. So I feel very good here.
Practically Polish. Right, let's go to the quick fire round, which I would express through this karate punch. Favorite place in Poland?
Favorite place? Unfortunately, I haven't been traveling much. I love Warsaw. That's like, so far from what I've seen, it's my favorite place probably. Although I love Zakopane as well. I've been there just twice, but I love that place.
Favorite place in Warsaw?
In Warsaw, probably Łazienki Park. I love it. I love parks. I mean, even in Kiev, I lived near a huge park. Right now, I live in Powiśle, so like also surrounded by parks, by nature. I love it so much.
Favorite food?
Food. That's a tricky question. I will just say that I love Warsaw for so many vegetarian places, because like I don't eat meat, so Polish cuisine a little bit for me.
Shouts out to Andrew DeRoy, who gave exactly the same answer, our good friend,
really?
In a previous episode. Yeah.
See?
Veggie food is awesome here. Okay. Yeah. What about advice for tourists then when they're coming to Poland, specifically Warsaw? Where do you take your friends if they come over, your family?
We walk a lot. We just basically walk in all the time. So obviously the first thing to see is Old Town, but I mean when it's cold it's hard to walk. But still, like we always go up the Palace of Culture to see like, and I explain them which part is what, like about the Stadion Narodowy, this like the other part of the river, like those things. Mostly it's the area of Palace of Culture and like the whole trip towards Old Town.
So she just wants to say parks. I can just hear her go like, through some parks. I can just hear that coming out.
Well, I do walk them through the park.
Right, I'm now going to withdraw the quick fire round and we're going to go into business, specifically marketing, which is very much your passion. So you talked about acquisition and SEO. Which one is more, like you're focusing on now, mostly on SEO? What have you discovered maybe working with the companies that you do?
Well,
classic mistake, let's say, like that most companies make.
Well, most companies, they know they want something, but they don't know what, and that's the problem. So the huge problem, there are very few people who actually understand what marketing is and what I actually do, what marketing strategy means, and like what I'm gonna, because like about marketing, everyone knows like, okay, I will have more revenue, or like I will have more clients. So like they know end results, yes, but they have no idea what it involves. So I involve my clients every step in their strategy, what we do. So like there's a lot of time, like their personal time. It's not like, you hire me and like you outsource everything and like I will do everything for you. Like I don't know your business, I don't know the company, like there are a lot of things that needs to be considered. So, and people usually don't know that. There was a funny thing, I was talking just recently to one person and he was like, okay, I have marketing team and they just write some articles for us and like we hope to do something. I'm like, okay, and what strategy here? So like they don't even know like that those are just like parts of marketing. That's not even marketing team. They have copywriters, yes, who are just like one bit of a team. So, and that's a huge problem with I think, majority of people.
I would definitely agree. And so if this describes your business right now, make sure you stay tuned because we're going to talk about this a little more. So what are some of the questions that you ask in the strategy stage?
Well, on strategy stage, it would be obviously the end results. I would ask what they actually wanted to get from me. Because depending on that, like the whole strategy will be created depending on what you want to get. Because, and that's again, one of the things many people don't know what they want. I had one client, he thought he wants one thing in the very beginning. When we started creating strategy, it was like completely different thing. And then he just decided, no, I want something different. So yeah.
Thus ripping up the entire piece of work. That must be quite frustrating.
Well, very often it is frustrating because you waste a lot of time on like going back and forth. But like, unfortunately, that's the process. That's part of the process with every single person. Even if you know, actually, like I had some clients who knew perfectly what they want. They knew what marketing is, like what we need to do is just like, you know, lay everything out just step by step, right, you know, like, and just launch. But still, like, even with such clients, you still sometimes need to go back, you know, you need to know who, like, describe better, like, who is your ideal client, right? And even if you know it, it's very useful practice just to go back and start from basics,
yes,
you know, because, like, the market changes. And like people don't consider that.
And do you see anything coming? So I'm going to ask an acquisition question because that I'm directly ignoring what Anastasiia just said to focus on only the little bit at the front of acquiring the customer. You know, Facebook ads used to be all the rage. Is there any sort of acquisition source that you think is more interesting now for a small business owner watching this? Like one thing that they should do, platform, style, you know, any kind of acquiring clients that's hot to trot, as we say in English.
Well, I would say Facebook ads is still effective. But again, like if you just want to focus on acquisition, if you want to focus on Facebook ads, like you can't just launch Facebook ads and expect like, okay, like I'll get a client. So like if you don't get the strategy, if you don't, like it's at least a couple of months like of work, you know? So as I said, like right now, SEO, like it's actually, I think, undervalued right now, like a lot. I still believe in SEO, even though I don't have like...
Maybe let's define it, just in case you don't know, because I already know, okay, but maybe I don't know. Well, who knows? What does it mean?
So like it's search engine optimization, which basically it's kind of organic traffic. Not really, there are a lot of details, but it's kind of free traffic for you. There's nothing free online, unfortunately. But yeah, that's what we consider as free traffic. I think a lot of people want that. A lot of people were struggling with that in probably like last 10 years or so.
Because it's changed a lot, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's changed.
Very basic.
Changed, yeah, and especially with like Google algorithms and everything, like it's very challenging thing and it's very long-term game. So, you know, if you want to establish like great brand, you know, if you have time, if you have money, you want to invest in that, just go with SEO. So like I would say this is a very good thing for you, like for your business in long term. But you know, like you won't see results at least 6 months. That's like guaranteed. Like it can be a year, it can be 1.5 years.
That's like a difficult message to hear as a business owner. I'm like, but I'm spending money now, so I want the result as soon as absolutely possible. What's it like as a freelancer in Warsaw? Do you work at home? Are you in cafes, or do you go into the businesses? Is it everything on a laptop?
Yeah, like it's everywhere, you know.
She's working now, typing a message to a customer with the third hand.
I work, I mean, mostly in cafes because I need something going on around me. You know, I need people. I need, you know, maybe to talk to someone who just like came to sit their coffee. But I'm just not a home person. Like sometimes it's hard to focus at home.
In your pajamas.
You probably know. Yeah, pajamas and like
or maybe
hamburgers or something.
Maybe not even in your pajamas.
Let's not go that far.
Well, not later. Okay, let's go back to I think 2 keywords which you said earlier, which is ideal customer.
Yeah.
Do you think this is something that people get, and what kind of process do you take your clients through with the ideal customers?
I think people just don't think about that. Like a lot of people know their product, they know what they want. More progressive people, they know the word ideal client, they know what kind of people they would like to attract. But there are just very few who actually define those people, and a lot of people just don't actually even understand what even defining ideal client means, you know, because like defining ideal client doesn't mean that that's just that specific person who you're gonna have or like what you want, you know, like definition is important for you know, for your understanding, for marketers' understanding, and for knowing like how to present like your service or your products or whatever. Like there might be different people who will be attracted to that messaging, but like knowing ideally who would you like to have, that's the thing that every business owner needs to do.
So enjoyable listening to Anastasiia talk, and it saddens me greatly that unfortunately we've run out of time. Okay. Anastasiia, thank you for taking us on your journey. Strategy with a big S is what has come out for me. Any other expert hacks or tricks or tips for businesses right now to improve their marketing? It's too much because it's such a broad.
Yeah, it's very hard to say, but like, yeah, just you need to start with basics.
I'm going to set Anastasiia a task now, which is in the comments section underneath this post to write one top tip or a top tip top. So the top tip is tip top. Will you do that for us, Anastasiia? One top tip marketing thing? Thank you very much. I like it. And make sure you comment under this video, wherever you find it, be it on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat. You name it, you make sure you post it. Send it on to somebody who's doing business in Poland or who's interested in business in Poland. And make sure you return for the next episode of HiPolska. Pow!